Well, Congressman Mike Quigley joins me now from Washington. Congressman, this has been a long road. Are you happy with the final product, and will it be enough?
Look, I'm going to vote for it. I'm not happy with it. It's obviously tardy and insufficient, but given the need out there that is so dramatic and pervasive, you simply have to support it and hope that under a new administration we can do better.
Hopefully you can work on fixing those printer problems as well. But as you know, this bill is far from the $1.8 trillion offer that Treasury Secretary Mnuchin made this fall. What happened? Did Democrats miss an opportunity there?
You know, I've heard that, but we passed a bill in May. We passed a bill in October, the HEROES Act, over $3 trillion, then $2 trillion. You know, respectfully, my response to Mr. Mnuchin is talk is cheap. The Senate has not passed a measure toward this end since CARES, right? We're getting almost 10 months ago. So, you know, they can say that they offer this or that, but nothing happened. You know, civics. House passes something, the Senate passes a bill, they meet in conference and they compromise. They simply never did that.
Well, this has taken a long time. I don't have to tell you how many millions of desperate Americans have been waiting for this aid. But I do want to move on to the hack of U.S. federal agencies, another crisis. Attorney General Bill Barr just told reporters that he agrees with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo that Russia was in fact behind the attack. Russia, no surprise, denies it. Also no surprise, unfortunately, that the President of the United States refuses to say that it was Russia. You sit on the House Intel Committee. By not acknowledging reality at this point, even with just 30 days left, does the President pose a threat to national security?
He does, and he has for 4 years by denying Russia's involvement in anything, including a bounty on U.S. troops. This is dangerous. This is unprecedented, it's pervasive, it is a threat to our national security, it's a threat to our economy, our way of life. One of the more scary things about it is that, to an extent, we're flying blind. It'll be at least months, perhaps years, that we fully grasp just what we're facing here, much less addressing the extraction of this from our system. So for the president to say all is well and to not attribute it to those who did this makes it far more difficult to force Russia to comply and not deal with these things. It's going to take a Biden administration steeped in the ways of the Kremlin playbook to forcefully respond and disable the ability of the Russians to do this again.
What do you make of the president who has yet to sign the defense authorization bill? Obviously, you've got people from both sides of the aisle and security experts as well saying that there is cybersecurity funding in that bill that is necessary to retaliate and to respond to Russia's aggressions. The president has yet to sign it. What do you say to that?
It's part of a larger picture, and the president is frankly, more worried about himself than he is with our country's security. It's been borne out time and time again. The threatened veto of this bill, which was supported on a very broad bipartisan basis, again, threatens that national security effort. When Mr. McCarthy says he won't vote to override, it concerns me that we become so polarized that the leader on the Republican side in the House can't stand up to the president when something like this passes to defend our country, and it passes in such an overwhelming manner. He can't stand up to the president even now.
I want to get your reaction finally to this crazy, bizarre, heated battle in the Oval Office, reportedly between the president and Michael Flynn and one of his attorneys, Sidney Powell, who is a conspiracy theorist. The president initially fired her. Now she seems to be back in his good graces as they discuss retaliation, martial law, perhaps, taking voting machines. What is your response to this bizarre and scary language coming out of this reporting?
You know, I heard a few of my Republican colleagues step up and call it nuts. It is nuts. It's crazy. It's dangerous. It's also the definition of talking about a coup. All right. So my reaction beyond that was, I don't think the vice president should travel. He's planning on leaving after the House and Senate announced the Electoral College votes on January 6th. At the very time when his country's probably going to need him the most, he needs to be in the United States. I know it sounds extreme, but when the president of the United States is talking about martial law and overturning the millions of votes in the democratic process. It's an unprecedented time for the vice president to act and stand up against this president.
As Senator Romney said over the weekend, it's embarrassing for the nation as well. Congressman Quigley, thank you so much for joining us. We really do appreciate it.
Have a good holiday. Thank you.
You too.